All right, I guess I just had to remove or change the location where the videos were going to be downloaded to, because as you can see, I am currently repairing a drive, and I figured would just be a good time to like go over this and how I'm like fixing this solution. So 2 days ago, as you can see, because I still have the trial StableBit drive pool trial, I kind of just followed the standard guide from this beautiful man, Electronics Wizardry. And I noticed it was 7 years old, and I was like, should I, follow this guide, or should I follow a more up to date? And I still have to see those videos, right? There's other videos on a different let me see, display over here, like a bunch of these ones. But so far for 12 minutes, going through it and just kind of following what he does, it's worked wonderfully. And again, like as I'll show you again, I'm currently repairing a disk, right? From, you know what, I let him take it from here for like from the moment that he kind of shows you an example of how he did this, right? And I'll just let you watch it, and then I'll kind of interject afterwards, because this is what happened. Windows, before I go into it, let me give you a little preface. As you can see in the event viewer, my computer started complaining about my disk 4. If you go down here, an error was detected on the device hard disk 4, DR4 during a paging operation, right? Whatever that means. Paging, that is. I didn't know this, but Windows will just yank a failed drive out of the working like a working port or something. It just like yanks it out. That's what it felt like, because StableBit, or this application that I guess pairs well with SnapRaid, which I still don't know how the integration works that well. It did notify me. It's not here. It did notify me that my L drive failed. So all I did is come here, remove it, right? Again, let me show you another thing. I removed it because I had a different setup, and so there was gonna be a little. If you see here, could I zoom in on this, by the way? If you see here, and also that video, I would say if you go watch that video and then mesh it with mine, you might get more information to see like how I went about fixing it, because I had a very unique setup in the sense that like I had extra drives, and I was wondering if I for some reason, right, my knowledge in this is very sparse, but I thought there was a flaw in the sense of just having one parity drive. So what I did was and also for some reason I had like this pre-notion that that if the drives weren't from the same kind of company, right, or fabrication, they shouldn't really mesh them together. Granted, kind of read a little bit of the manual from SnapRaid, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, he even goes in that video, goes on about how let me close these, how he goes on about how you can technically use different sizes to use SnapRaid, right? So I figured, I mean, if you're going to be able to use different sizes, I mean, I guess it doesn't really, I'm sure there's a bottleneck somewhere there, but I guess, using as long as it's the same size, right? So what I did was, so the initial setup was how he has it in his video, which would be just one parity drive, 2 content drives, and then like, and 3, he has 3, I had 4, I believe. No, I had 3 as well. Yeah, so exactly. So 1, 2, and then 3 data drives, but I still had 2 other drives. I had a drive that was practically dying, but I was wondering, how long I could prolong that, and also it could be a learning lesson, right? Once it fails, I didn't think it was gonna fail this soon, by the way, which is kind of like, I should have seen it coming. I was thinking, I would have maybe a week or 2. That's a lie. I honestly thought it was gonna last a couple months, right? And I was by that time, I would already be like well versed in, SnapRaid. Little did I know, the following day, the drive would fail. And so now we're here again, repairing the drive. So the initial setup was Parity E, SnapRaid, right? These two content drives, and then 3. I believe it was just these 3. Then I noticed I went to my disk management, and I had, like I said, my L drive is not showing up. And then this drive, this one, was an off-brand. It was a Barracuda. All these are WDC. So I left it out because I didn't know, I didn't know if you could mesh them or whatever. Then I learned how I just explained earlier, that didn't really matter, at least with SnapRaid to say. So I had 2 drives basically, and I was like, I wonder if I could just throw in another Parity, right? I wasn't even gonna throw in the my failing drive until I try to sync it through the terminal, right? Again, watch this video. When he shows you how to sync, I got a warning saying that I needed to have like another content drive or something, or another data or something, right? So I needed another drive in general for 2. So you can't have 2 Parity drives with just 3 data drives or content drive, right? Because if you notice here, I added another content, and then added another data, which was 4, right? So you can have 4, like I have right now, you can have 4 data drives for 1 Parity, but I was prioritizing the Parity. So I wanted another Parity. However, if you want another Parity, you need to put at least 4 data drives, it seems, and another content drive. However, it works backwards in the sense if you still want 4 data drives, I mean, they have their recommendations, right? Like you can do, for every 1 Parity, you can do up to 5 drives. So I think I still have the ability to add another data drive. And it would tell you, like, for instance, I don't know if adding another data drive would tell me that I would need another content drive. That might be a thing, which doesn't matter because these are really just chosen from here anyways. Again, I don't even know what a content drive really does, because I was supposed to be studying this and not actually, doing some of the practical stuff of it, or, and so this is where we're at, trying to repair this. And also learn, right, like I just said, I learned that it really is 5 drives. So I was thinking that the Parity was included. It is not included, right? Actually, take that with a grain of salt. I actually don't know, because I don't have another drive to test it. Because this technically is 1, and then plus these 4 would be 5, right? So could I add, is it 5 data drives and 1 Parity, or is a Parity included? No clue. And so I came in here, and so what I did, okay, so this is what I was trying to go to, because I don't do these videos quite often, so I'm kind of like brain farting, going on tangents and whatnot. I commented out my F drive, which was my second Parity. Also, by the way, this is important. If you're gonna do 2 Parities, you have to the syntax has to be like this: 2-Parity, and then the drive letter and so on, which you can, like, 20-30 minute Google search, you would at least it took me like 10 minutes, but it was kind of hidden, dug deep inside. Also, the manual kind of tells you, but it's kind of vague. It'll describe it as like an N Parity, not realizing that the N is just an acronym for a number. So commented this out, right? Because I had a fail drive. So now the L drive is right. My old drive was an L drive. That's the fail drive. We replaced it with, you got it, the F drive, which is this drive. Windows kept it as the same drive letter. So I took this one off, moved it down basically to here to keep the same amount of data drives, or the ability to repair it. Also, like right now, if you look closely, it's repairing some of my flacFiles, some of my music flacFiles. I don't know, I think it'd be too quick for this, but yeah, you can see here it says flac. So it is repairing it. And anyway, so now I'm gonna show you his video because he does it better. Has a better explanation, even 7 years later. But before I do that, also going to Event Viewer, obviously just through the search, go to Event Viewer, go to your custom logs, and then go to your administrative events. If one of your drives gets pulled and this warns you, gives you notification, this is where you can verify if it did yank it out, which it did, because it said it's complaining about it here. Hard disk 4, if you keep going up, it's complaining, same complaining. And then eventually it tells you it was a paging operation. And then right here on the NTFS source, says that it was a delayed write failed, right? So it says Windows was unable to save all the data for the file L. The data has been lost. This error, obviously I skipped this, I don't know what that is. This error may be caused by failure of your computer's hardware or network, which it was hardware. So if you go up, it keeps complaining about the paging operation. Bam, 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 until it eventually, and this is cool, I didn't know this, literally tells you has been surprise removed, whatever surprise means. I mean, I think it's a literal sense. Like it was really surprise removed. And then it goes back to giving you the delayed write failed, right? So Event Viewer, which I recently started using too. So here he goes and he shows you how to.
Drive is gone. We have a new G drive because that's what Windows decides to assign it to.
Okay, let me go back.
So we're gonna say we put in a new drive. So we're gonna go for.
All right, right here. Okay, so right here, he's talking about scrubbing. Again, I have yet to look it up, but I think it's to validate that there's no corruption with the files. I think
for keeping data the same over long periods of time. So now we're gonna make.
And this is where he goes into showing you like a simulated fail error, which is unironically kind of how it went down, because Windows really just took it away, and all he's gonna do is just remove it. He's gonna remove disk 5 and go to disk 2, format it, and just kind of throw it into the pool, which you would do through StableBit, and then you would do as he does.
So delete this volume here on this drive, and we just lost some data. And
actually, let me slow this down because I look at it pretty quickly, listen to it pretty quickly, but I'll leave it not too slow.
And drive 4 is complaining right now that there's data missing.
Verbatim how it was, even in my GUI to this day, right? It was the literal identical look.
So we're gonna say we put in a new drive. So we're gonna go format this other drive I have in here for this purpose. And what used to be the G drive is now being formatted. And once it is we're gonna have to do it. So in order to do this, we have to go edit the configuration file again. Which
would be what I was showing you earlier. This I'm also using Notepad because he recommended it. Not the biggest fan of it because I don't know like a lot of the macros and the anyways, but it's nice. It's a lightweight kind of text editor, but it would be this file and how I just explained it earlier.
And since our G drive is gone, we have a new G drive because that's what Windows decides to assign it to. So now we actually have to run the restore. And now that we have the failure, we want to go to the same SnapRaid.exe, and then we're going to use -d as in D3, because D3 is the name of the drive that failed, and then I'm going to just say fix. And now it's going to.
Let me mute myself. Also, hopefully it's not the audio's not overlapping. But right here, there was a little confusion initially. But when he does this, the syntax, the D just stands. I don't know what the tag, the D means. The tag D, the -D, but the D3, his G drive is what failed. So I was confused. I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Your G drive failed," and he's not pointing to that. He's pointing to the fact that it's named. Actually, I shouldn't even. I'll let you guys know after the fact, but I'm pretty sure because it's fixing it. He's pointing to this. He's not pointing to like drive or to like his D, because he doesn't have a D drive, right? I don't have a D drive either. Wait, no, that's false. He does have it. His D drive is the Parity drive, and so that's why I was confused. But he's really just pointing to this D4321 section. He's not pointing towards this. So for me, I did -D. I'll show you it in the memory right now. Could I? I don't think I could. Maybe if I open up a new PowerShell. If I go up, yeah, as you can see, this is what I did for mine. I did SnapRaid.exe -d d4 fix, and this is the outcome, right? It's repairing it. Because again, I'm pointing to this. Well, really, it was this one, and the new d4 is this one. So this is my failed one, dead drive, L, F drive, which used to be the Parity drive, is now down here. And yeah, I'm gonna just let him finish now.
So we're gonna say we put in a new drive. So we're gonna go format this
Let me jump back to where we were at before.
store. And now that we have the failure, we want to go to the same SnapRaid.exe, and then we're gonna use -d.
Also, when you do these commands in PowerShell, you have to, let me just, I'm gonna make sure to chop this up and show exactly what I'm explaining in certain places. If someone's not familiar with Linux, a lot of the times when you do commands in Bash, right? This is just kind of a preface to like show you why he's doing these commands and he makes sure to tell you in the directory where you have your SnapRaid, right? So when you download SnapRaid, it'll be at this website, SnapRaid. Let me just go to downloads so I can make sure that it's not it's gonna look like this. Is this the one? I don't know, right? I eventually got the right one. You download it from here. I tried to download it through Wingit because I've been sus about downloading from actual browsers for a while now. Just because it's so much more efficient doing it through package managers, right? But there is no package manager for that SnapRaid. So you have to go, same with StableBit, by the way, you have to go to the actual website on the browser. Anyways, so you'll go and it'll put it in a whatever folder, right? Assuming it's in the download folder where you have it, it'll be somewhere like right here. You extract it, and do we still have it here? Let's see. I don't know if it's here. It is here, right? This will be different because what I did, I extracted it here and just straight copied it, put it into my user folder, and just called it SnapRaid, right? And so what I do when I do all these commands is you have to make sure that you're in the directory where like you're updated. So there's no difference between the downloaded SnapRaid and this SnapRaid other than the fact that I keep updating this config file in this directory. If I go back to the other one and I open it up, and let me just show you an example. Where's the downloads? SnapRaid, and we go to this config file. Okay. As you can see, and this is a good example because this is the initial setup that I had, right? If you can see, this is my current one, the one on the left, 4 drives, 2, bam. This is the older one. As you can see, it was just, my initial setup was just 3. And then I decided to move it over to somewhere where like storage sense wouldn't mess it up, right? Because if you have storage sense, like say I disable it, but for some reason Windows update happens and, you know, for some reason storage sense is re-enabled and it just deletes it, you know, good luck. Because I can't even think where I would be able to really, you know, I can't even start to think how I would recover other than the fact that maybe if I can catch it in recycling bin and just recover it, that's in that way. Or manually putting the information back if you had like, you know, what's that memory called? Like picture perfect memory. So okay, so you take a copy, put it wherever you want it, and every time you do these commands, you would list, like say list, right? So mine is in SnapRaid, so I would go cd snap, bam, clear it, list what I have in here, bam. Also, this is PowerShell, and PowerShell has a lot of bash aliases, right? So like if you were to go here, this would just execute whatever file you're pointing into, which in this sense I'd be pointing into the exe. And what I mean by this command is the -- right? // SnapRaid. And what that would be doing was telling it, hey, run this command. And it would run it. And if you just run something, I think there's, I don't know if it's like, I don't know what the tag is for like the manual or whatever, but if you run a command and it's like, it's not proper syntax, it'll kind of already prompt you with like everything that's possible. Just so I would just recommend going through it. So So yeah, I don't even want to run it right now. I don't want to touch anything because it's running currently. But that's how you would go about it. Also, it tells you the directory that I'm in, which would be C, my name, and SnapRaid, right? Where it's literally the same C user, my username, SnapRaid. We're in here. It's the same thing, same files, everything. And this is how you would, execute what he's doing.
as in D3.
So let me mute myself and just finish it off.
Because D3 is the name of the drive that failed, and then I'm going to just say fix. And now it's going to be reading and restoring the missing files. So if I go look in Explorer now, for this PC, this new volume we have, here, we'll have its missing files put back on it. And this can take a while, as we can see, there's a lot of files going through it. It'll take a bit of time to restore all these files, but in a little...
As you can see in my own task manager, the repaired one is the one that's kind of going crazy, right? These are the other 4. 8 and up, this is all like my other drives, right? This is the virtual pooled one, right? I don't know what SAS stands for, but I'm assuming it has something to do. This is my USB. This is the disk 10. My J is really just the virtual one that he kind of goes that we create when we use SnapRaid, right? So if we go into like Explorer here. Also, one thing you might note, and this will be like the bonus tip, you just see the drive pool, right? 3 terabytes. So this one is really just all these ones. It's just the F drive, G drive, H drive. So my Parity and all my data drives right here. And you might notice that if you've already seen this video and then kind of seen my video, that you might have a crap ton of drives. And you say, well, how'd you remove all those drives and just leave the main drive pool there so it's not so convoluted? Let me take you to another video where this guy explains it better, right? Just so you kind of already can know. Let me see my playlists, my Windows Hawk Tuas.
Hello, everyone.
And it'll be... Here we go. This video, and it's called "How to Hide a Drive in Windows File Explorer." I'm not gonna play it. I'm just gonna give you the short gist of it. Reg editor. You do go to reg editor. Also, a disclaimer always, right? Like they say, but make sure you back up your reg editors. I have a bad habit and I really don't, because I feel like I would remember where it's at. Anyways, you have to come. If you don't know, I would say go, I believe it's file and export. So if you want to back it up, just go to file, export, save it in somewhere, something breaks, make sure you revert it to there. But you go here, you go to computer, HQ, local, software, watch this video again, Microsoft Windows and current version policy, and then Explorer. So here, and then you create this D word here, no drives value. And what you do is you get a calculator, and then you go and you kind of scroll down and you go to his description, and you see your drives, right? The ones that you want to take out of the view, and you just add up. So for me, it was like, for instance, let's do this here. See, this is so convoluted right here. So much stuff. I don't even know where to go look for my drives. Task manager. Where's task? Here we go. So we don't have F, G, H, I, and E. We don't have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't have these 5, right? So we would go here. We get the F, and we put 32. Okay, so we don't have G. What is G64 plus 64? We don't have H plus 128. We don't have I plus 256. And we don't have, that's it, right? Now you go equals. I think I messed up somewhere because I don't think it was 480. I, H, G, and F. Anyways, the point is you just add up all these. He explains it better, obviously. Oh, Oh, that's right. No, then we also had the L drive, right? That's where it was. We are missing because Windows yanked the L drive. The L drive, if you notice here, is 2048, and it'd be something like that. If I show you my D word value, it's something, I don't even think it's that, but I think we just kind of messed up the math. It was 254. We're off by a bit. We missed something. And it was, let me see, because I don't have it. It might be something to restart, but you get the point. You just add it up, whatever it comes out to, and you put it in the decimal, this value. I'm just going to cancel. So we already did it, and it would just take off all those drives, right? So there you go. For continuity's sake, I'm just going to go back and finish